Forza Horizon 5 is setting the world on fire, and fans everywhere are taking notice. Maybe Xbox has its first Game of the Year contender. Not only is everybody starting to take note of this game and of this franchise, which I've been a big fan of for a long time, but the reviews are pouring in, and this is one of the highest reviewed games of the year so far, and it only looks to get better from here on out. This is definitely a video you don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and this of course is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice all the changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me and my silly YouTube channel. Now obviously, Microsoft has had a rough go of it where their first party is concerned. When it comes to getting exclusives out the door, I'm going to be honest, when you're watching this video, it's literally day 790 since we've got a AAA first-party true exclusive from Microsoft. And I know there's going to be some contention with that. There's going to be a few people that are going to talk about Microsoft Flight Simulator, despite the fact that hardly anybody played that. And I'll kind of point this out, right? I'm not trying to argue with you guys. Flight Simulator, per the developers, per Phil Spencer, is not a game. It's a simulator, right? And if you consider it to be a big AAA, whatever, but I think when people are talking about the big AAAs, they're talking about the things that have some appeal, and, you know, obviously that doesn't have it. And people will bring up Gears Tactics. Again, to me, and I think to most people, not AAA. It was made by Splash Damage. The game didn't have any marketing budget whatsoever, and people have to realize when you talk about what a AAA game is, think of a Marvel movie. Okay, the marketing, the hype, all that stuff, the studio, like all that stuff, the studio size has to be big, the game scope has to be big, you know, the budget for the game has to be big, the budget for marketing has to be big. These are things that are unequivocal when it comes to being able to look at what a AAA game is. So now that I've kind of set that, the last one was clearly Gears of War 5 back in September 6th, 2019. That's a long wait between games. And believe it or not, Forza Horizon 4 came out in 2018. So they actually had an extra year development time on this Forza Horizon game as opposed to other ones. And right now, it sits at a crispy 91 Metacritic score, which is really good. I mean, that's a fantastic Metacritic score. Think about this for a second. How hard is it for a game to get over a 90 Metacritic on the 5th installment? I think that really goes to show a lot for the developer. And again, people might go, oh man, it probably really pains you to say anything good about an Xbox game or an Xbox exclusive. All I have to say about that is I was on the Forza Horizon bandwagon since day one. Like when I first saw the trailer that leaked, and you can look this up, there was a trailer that leaked for Forza Horizon 1 on Xbox 360, and I was like, holy cow, that looks amazing. And ever since then, I've just been the biggest Forza Horizon fan. In fact, on this channel, you know, you can search for the reviews. I did a review for Forza Horizon 2. I did a review for Forza Horizon 3. I did a review for Forza Horizon 4. I've done a review for the DLCs for Forza Horizon, and most of them have scored 9.5s and 10s. They're just absolutely phenomenal games. I like to give them a little bit of a hard time because if you do think about it, right, we've seen the pictures, we've seen some of the things like that, and people want to get on me for this, right, because I mentioned the downgrade. Talking about what we were shown, which looks like when they originally showed it off, they were possibly showing this off on high-end PC, which is going to look better. I never said the game looks terrible. I said it looks downgraded to what they actually showed, which probably could have to do with one of two things. Either what they showed us was actually footage from a high-end PC, and now they're showing footage from an Xbox, or, you know, it could be a fact that they're showing it in one mode. You know, obviously, if you show a game in 4K 30, it's going to look better than their performance mode, which is like 1600p to 4K 60. So, but they have to take things out, foliage and things like that, to get it to actually do that. So, you know, it's one of those things where people kind of look at this. But the interesting thing is this game a game that's in the, you know, the running for possibly a Game of the Year situation? I feel like that's something that a lot of people might not agree with, But whether you agree with it or not, I mean, it's there. I mean, anytime you have a game over the 90s, you guys might not remember this because I'm a hater of Xbox, quote unquote, but I actually pushed for Forza Horizon 3 to be in the running for Game of the Year. And I know people might think, oh, well, that's silly or whatever, but think about this for a second. Forza Horizon 3, I think, was also a 90 or 91 rated game, and it realistically changed the way that we did gaming. And I just felt like it's so much more than just a racing game. It's so much more than that. And people really, don't seem to grasp it. I think Xbox fans now grasp that, right? But when I was originally calling for this to be in the running for like Game of the Year or whatever, and I think it even lost Racing Game of the Year that year to like quite possibly Mario Kart. But even if you look back, right, I didn't get a whole lot of support for my hot take on that, right? A lot of people didn't support what I was saying. They just honestly thought that I was, just being me, giving some kind of hot take or whatever. And, I really do think, it's a little bit crazy to think that a racing game is, so popular, and with good reason. You know what I mean? Playground Games was a studio that has only worked exclusively with Microsoft even before Microsoft bought them, and I still thought it was one of the major pickups that they needed to do as a company. You did not want to lose such a talented studio to someone else, and I'm glad that they didn't. Now, this game has scored better than anything released on PlayStation 5 this year. So what does that mean? Well, it means that, it's status quo for Horizon, to be quite honest with you. And if you think about it, it was a lackluster year for PlayStation due to the delays and things like that. I'm not saying that PlayStation had a bad year. PlayStation had a good year, but it was lackluster in what we were supposed to get. If you think about it, we were supposed to get Gran Turismo 7, we were supposed to get Horizon Forbidden West, we were supposed to get God of War. Now, God of War obviously was never going to happen because the actor actually got hurt and was in the hospital, and they waited for him, which I think is a very smart move because that actor did such a great job as Kratos in the last one. So you don't want to kind of mess that up or throw that off. So I think they did a fantastic job with that. And just when talking about Forza Horizon 5, people tried to flex this on me, right? Like, ignorantly. If you're an Xbox fan or a fanboy, I don't want to say fan because fans can be quite normal and just, cool people. But if you're an Xbox fanboy that wants to try and flex Forza Horizon 5's great score on me, think about this. And I've said this numerous times on social media and everywhere. I've had this game pre-ordered for a very long time now. Right? Like, I pre-ordered the game. People go, well, why would you pre-order it if you have Game Pass? Well, first of all, I want to support the developer, right? I know that people go, oh, well, you can just play. I'm sure these developers still get the sales and they want to see their games sell well, right? Like, if you're a musical artist, you still want to see your music, sell well, right? So for me personally, and also, they happen to tend to delist these games at particular points, right? And so, I think it's just smart, and for me personally, I would always much rather own my games than rent them. So I pre-ordered the game, paid for the game outright. I don't have the deluxe upgraded edition or whatever, and my main reason for thinking about that is I could play it tomorrow, but tomorrow Call of Duty Vanguard comes out, and I already have that pre-ordered as well. So this will give me time to dive into Vanguard for a few days, and then next week I'll be able to jump on Forza Horizon 5 and enjoy it and see just what all the hubbub is about and how great the game is. I think, it's very smart to do it that way. And I'm a huge Forza Horizon fan. I think that it's a great series. And I think it's a great series that attracts people who might not even be racing fans, because I think they've just managed to do such a great job with that. With that being said, I do think that it's a huge congratulations to Microsoft, Playground Games, Xbox fans. Don't sleep on the game. Don't talk it up and then don't buy it. Go out there and buy it. If you, or you know what I'm saying, or play it on Game Pass. However you want to do it. I still think that you should definitely go out there and and no matter what happens, just make sure you buy the game or play it and experience it. At least see if it's something that you might be interested in. I think a lot of people don't understand that that's a fantastic way to kind of show some love to developers as well. at least try it out and see kind of what the score is, and I hope everybody gets to go and do that, because, it gets me excited to see how everybody kind of comes together for these type of things, and I love to see the developer get the praise that it deserves and the game actually doing well for a change, so let's support that from Microsoft for a change. With that being said, thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.
Turns out, the same people as always, dropping the facts. It's not cross-gen.